This one's going to be a teardown on that Fensens backup camera, the wireless one that did not work. They sent me a replacement. The replacement worked great. So we're going to take the broken one apart and just take a look inside it and see how the thing's built, and maybe we can figure out why it doesn't work. You guys were probably expecting a part 2 to the Tascam NBA, but that's not going to happen today. And it may not happen for a while. It's kind of been shelved to the back burner as it has a serious problem. That clicking sound is on both record and play, and even recordings that it makes will not play back on my other machine unless I turn off the mute mode and put it in basically one time to play using the shuttle dial, which shuts off the error correction in the mute. It has an electrical problem somewhere, and without a service manual with schematics, I'm not going to be able to find the problem with that. So that one's shelved for the time being. I spent about 3 hours on it today and got nowhere. And this one we're going to take apart that Fensens defective reverse camera, and we'll take a look at what's inside this thing, as this is the defective one that works. It just doesn't work when it's on the car. So we'll take a look and see how well this thing's built, for those interested in seeing inside this gadget. Maybe I can repurpose some of the electronics in here for something else, like the camera, for example. I would imagine that this thing is sealed up, so opening it up, it's going to make it not waterproof, but that's why we're taking this one apart, because the one that works will be the one that I give away or sell or something, and the fact that it works means I'm not going to break the water seal on it. But this one doesn't work, so this one we can tear apart. I have a visitor coming to visit me. I'm being watched. A couple beady little eyes watching me through the door. There we go. We'll just pry it open. Oh, it's just held together with clips. Interesting. I'm sure this thing has a lithium battery in here somewhere that I gotta watch out for. Okay, there's the back side of the frame off. And it looks like there's just 2 more modules. Oh, this would be the antenna. That would be the antenna for the Wi-Fi and probably the Bluetooth as well, but here's the camera module here. We'll open that up. Okay, there is a gasket around here to keep the moisture out. What about the solar panel side of things? I now have another pair of beady little eyes watching me. One's in here and the other one's standing over at the door. Oh, okay. Well, there's the battery that's in here. It's actually a good size cell. I was expecting it to be one of those, you know, those lithium polymer type batteries, but this is actually, looks like an 18650 that's in here. Anyway, there's the battery. It plugs into this little... Well, battery is good for something. The solar panels on the front here. This is going to be the charging controller. Okay, so there's two antennas on this unit. You've got one antenna here, which is going to be probably the Wi-Fi antenna. There's another antenna here that actually attaches right to the back side of here. One of these is going to be the Bluetooth antenna, and the other one is the Wi-Fi antenna. And then the camera lens is connected down here by this flexible cable. But here's a second antenna. It's just attached to the, looks like it's just stuck down to the face of the unit. So here's the charge controller. That's going to be the solar panel. It's got the USB port on the bottom here for charging it up if the battery goes dead. So there's the USB charge port. But a battery like that should power this amp for a while. Oh, yeah, it is an 18. I was looking at numbers over here, but it is an 18650. It says right there. So it's a 3350 milliamp hour. I'm sure I'll find a use for that battery. So if I launch, starts up right away when it's apart. Of course, it's a mirror image, right? Because it's designed as a backup camera, but works now, but it didn't work when it was on the car. And I don't know why, whether maybe one of these antennas was no good. That's the only thing I can think of, is maybe one of these antennas was no good. I don't know which one's the Bluetooth and which one's the Wi-Fi antenna. I think this one here is probably the Wi-Fi antenna. The Bluetooth antenna was the small one. But anyway, that's, as you can see, this thing works. It didn't work when it was on the car, so I figured we'd take it apart and see what's inside, and now you guys can see exactly what's inside here. So there's the little camera board. Just be a little CMOS pickup. That's all this is, with a lens on it. See a little gasket around here to seal it. Anyway, that's all there is to this thing. Chip-wise, we'll take a close look at the main processor on this thing. So here's a close-up look at the main signal board. It's got power supply down here. It's either a booster or a buck converter. Here's our main processor here. And turn this thing around so that it appears the right way. So this one looks to be an AP6212A. Here, this is the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi modem chip. Got one antenna over here. And then the other antenna is connected to the bottom here. Under this piece of tape is it's probably there to hold that connector together more than anything, just so that vibrations don't cause it to disconnect. But under there are a few other parts, a couple capacitors, resistors, another couple of ICs. Looks like we've got another either buck or boost converter over here. This is the light that indicates it's either red or blue when it's pairing and when it's powering off. Bit of shielding here on the flex cable down to the camera to minimize interference. Construction-wise, it looks okay. I don't see anything really obvious that looks, like poor workmanship. The BGA chip, you can see the solder balls there. If I bring the light over, you can see the little solder balls along here underneath that connect the BGA chip to the board. Multi-layer board. Can we see how many layers that board is? Does it say over here what it is? It was 2019 when the board was made. Was it 4-layer? It's hard to tell from this angle. If I can get a good focus on it, you might be able to see the individual layers on the board, but it looks like it would be a 4-layer board. It is relatively thick for circuit boards. One thing you may or may not have noticed is that the camera has been on the entire time, and it's still running, so it does not time out. It's been running the whole time I've been shooting this video. I've had it displaying on the phone even when I took it all apart. I didn't turn it off. I left it running, so it does not time out. So something like this could have a secondary life, not as a license plate frame, but as a surveillance camera, although the image is reversed. But aside from the fact that it's a mirror image, something like this could be used as a monitor camera to monitor on a phone. Anyway, that's a look inside the Fensens license plate reversing camera, solar powered, so you guys know what's inside one of these things. As I say, this particular one that I've got here, this one was defective right out of the box, and it would not connect with my car. Well, it would connect, but it wouldn't work once I was in the car. When it was mounted on the back of the car, it would not connect due to something being wrong with the radio on this unit. Could have been an antenna problem or something with the chip that's bad. Anyway, as I say, I got sent a replacement. The replacement one works fine. So for anybody looking at one of these things, according to the manufacturer, they say, you know, if anybody buys one and they have a problem, they will replace it promptly like they did on mine, even for the sample. They sent me another one when the first one didn't work. So something like this, for some people they're going to say, I don't want to have to use my phone to look at my backup camera. And I understand some people might not like that idea. They would prefer to have a second screen. As I explained in some of the comments when I responded to some of them, when people were negative of the idea of having to use your phone to view behind the car, there is a valid reason for using your phone as your monitor. A lot of people mount their phone, they have a magnetic clip, they stick it to the dash, because in many legislations, including where I am here in BC, we have handheld device laws. So you get a hefty fine, and it's a huge fine. You know, it's hundreds of dollars and points if you get caught using your phone. So by law, the phone has to be either in your pocket or out of sight or attached to the dash. You're permitted to have it attached to the vent clip. The only thing you're permitted to do is answer your phone using a Bluetooth device such as a headset, or you can touch the phone once to answer and once to hang up. That's the only time you're allowed to touch the phone, is to answer a call or hang up. You can't dial or anything, you have to use voice dialing. But you can have it sitting on your dash, because a lot of people will do that. They'll use it for their GPS. They'll set up their GPS before they leave and then use it to give them turn-by-turn directions. But you're allowed to have it on the dash. So in those situations, you've got this mounted on the back of your car, you've got your phone sitting on your dash, and you've got the remote button also stuck to your dash. So you can just tap the remote button, it will turn the camera on when you need to see behind the car. And it will stay up and running until you actually shut it off. Right? It'll stay there until you shut it off. Pressing the button would bring it up again. I don't have the button paired for this particular one. I have it paired for the other one. If I just tap it, it'll start it back up again. And that's how quick it starts. You see, you notice how quick that started. That's how fast it does start when you're using it. Right? Tap the icon, it'll start the video up. That's about how quick it starts up when it's working properly. This one works fine when I'm close. It didn't give me any range. Anyway, there's the guts to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the guts to the inside of this one. I didn't want to open up the other one because the other one I intend to probably sell it to someone, and I didn't want to break the water seal, but because this one didn't work, I didn't care, because this one here I won't be selling or giving away because it doesn't work. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.